Jason Castro and Scotty Thompson begging off from Gilas Pilipinas. Coach Yang Giao has a big dilemma heading to the upcoming FIBA Basketball World Cup. With two of his veteran guards gone, who will fill the role and become the Gilas leader on the court? Joining me to discuss that Gilas point guard situation, let's bring in Kiefer Ravena and basketball legend. Talaga ba nakalagay? Basketball legend. Coach Franz Pumaren, who's in blue, by the way. Looking good in blue. Good day, okay, so, well, Kiefer's still with us kasi nga si Kiefer kasama dun sa mga those who will fill the void na Jason Castro. Don't you feel a lot of pressure?
Pressure na, especially, yun nga, hindi mahirap punuin yan agad-agad yung ginawa ni Jason for the program. So hopefully, you know, all the other players can just chip in to accept our roles na si Jason wala na para pagdating ng World Cup, ready naman na lahat.
Di ba may gusto ka tanong kay Coach Franz?
Okay na yan. off air.
Gusto mo tanong, di ba, kung, how do you feel about, Kiefer? Coach Yang has so much confidence in Kiefer to, sige na, Kief, pasok ka na dito, ikaw ang magpo-point guard dito.
You have to understand, he is coming from a long layoff. So basically, he's fresh. He's dying to prove something to everybody that he's still capable of being one of the top point guards here in the Philippines, not only the Philippines, but in the whole Asia. So that's one advantage na possibility of him really making an impact in this year's World Cup.
What is your advice? Because, you're a man of wisdom. What is your advice?
Yung sabi katawa ka.
Hindi, totoo naman, seryoso naman ako. Your advice to Kiefer with this big challenge ahead of him sa Gilas?
Well, I've seen Kiefer since he was in the grade school. I guess he's capable of adjusting. But of course, it's going to be entirely different because I think this will be his first opportunity to play yung World Cup. Sa Asia, I think he has proven himself that he can totally adjust. But this one, I think he's been used to playing with much bigger and talented guys because he trained in the States. So I think it's easy transition in his part. And of course, if you have your coach that who also coaches you in the in his club team, I guess that's one advantage because he knows already his strength. Yung kung ano may weakness siya, may tatago yun .
Do you want to say thank you to Coach Franz?
Thanks, Coach. That's a lot of confidence. Confidence booster.
Actually, the mom was outside, so konting build up.
Yun pala.
Okay, let's talk about the other guys, yung mga kasama ni Kiefer sa pool. So the guards, so syempre, Paulie, Mark Barroca, CJ Perez, and Robert Bolick. Now, yung Paulie and Barroca are the veterans. Coach Franz, how do you feel about the choices here? Bolick, CJ Perez, Paulie, Barroca.
Well, of course, Barroca, he played really well during the elimination before us going to the World Cup. I think he has proven himself that he should be part of this group. Paulie, I think his contribution has been really... there's already been an impact with regards to his contribution in terms of international basketball. But the two guys, which they say are young guns, Bolick and CJ Perez, for me, I don't really consider them young guns because their exposure during the college days, both guys really played their 4 years, 5 years in college. Age-wise, I guess they're really up to par with everybody because of their experience. Their only classification, rookie sila. But basically, the way they play, they play like veterans.
Same thing with Coach. Siguro si Kuya Paul and si Kuya Mark. Well, with Kuya Paul, he's been under Coach Yang. That's why he's so familiar with the system. And with Coach Mark, with Kuya Mark, he plays both sides of the court. So if we need guys to really pressure and really guard the best player, the best guard in the other team, si Kuya Mark can bring in that type of impact. And with Robert and CJ, we witnessed a wonderful game against together. They were playing against each other last night, and kami naman yung magdadala ng youth dun sa grupo na mag-inject ng energy dun every practice. As ngayon, time is really not on our side. Minsan lang kami makompleto sa practice. So the more warm bodies, the more fresher bodies that we need, nakakatulong talaga sa practice. That's what CJ and Robert has been bringing every night at Gilas training.
Let's look at the style of play. So kunyari, let's start with Robert Bolick. Coach, yung style of play ba ni Robert Bolick bagay pang international?
Yeah, I think si Bolick is underrated in terms of him running the show. But if you look at him, I've been watching him during his college days. Medyo magandang basketball IQ niya. I think he has a very high IQ, which is so important in international game because in international games, 40 minutes, you cannot afford to make mental mistakes, especially us playing the World Cup. We're the underdog. So every possession or every defensive, even in the defensive side, it should be 100% that the opportunity for us to make mistakes dapat very slim lang.
Yeah, the same thing. Ito na yung stage, World Cup stage. Ito na yung pinaghandaan namin during the past windows of the FIBA World Qualifiers. And I think room for error is really slim lang talaga kasi sabi nga ni Coach, we're playing against Serbia, which is the top 5 team in the world. Italy, top 10 in the world. So, yung errors mo, I'm pretty sure they will be able to capitalize on that. So if you have less errors, the more chances of you putting yourself in a good position to fight for a win in the end game.
Because you said si Bolick is matanda maglaro.
Yes,
That's how you describe his game.
Exactly.
Actually, yung I think Kiefer mentioned yung chance for them, limited time for them to practice together. But we have to understand, these players are just not ordinary players. They're talented. The coaching staff, pinili yan, hinandpick yan because not only they're talented, but also because of their high basketball IQ. So in terms of physical conditioning, wala nang problema yan. It's just that yung rhythm na lang, yung maging cohesive sila. But I guess kaya itong hinandpick talagang limited time. Then they can easily adjust to each other.
All right, just very quickly, CJ Perez, people are excited to see yung athleticism niya.
Yes.
Kasi parang siya yung parang Jason Castro na
Yes.
attack. I mean, can that work on in the international game?
Yes, we saw it. We saw it with Kuya Jason, and I think with CJ, maganda lang siguro kay CJ. Hindi pa siya nakikita talaga in the big stage. If ever he goes to the lineup, he will surprise a lot of people with how athletic, how fast, how high he can jump. And it will work for us, especially malalaki yung kalaban namin. Our open court game should be our main weapon talaga, besides from the 3 points. Yung open court game, CJ, patok talaga siya doon.
Well, with CJ, in my opinion, si CJ is an entirely different player compared to Bolick. With CJ, kailangan hindi ka masyadong, pag nasa loob siya, my opinion again, hindi mo kailangang structured masyado. You have to release him a bit. Because I guess just by watching him, because of his athletic ability, you have to let him go. I think that's his strength.
Okay, this is fun. When you have analysts like Kiefer Ravena and of course Coach Franz Pumaren helping us out. Guys, maraming salamat.
Thanks, Coach.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.
Still ahead, Creamline and Petrogas move closer to a possible PVL Finals clash. We'll talk about that when the score returns.